Watch as our intrepid Minecrafter returns home after successfully vanquishing the Wither. What could possibly go wrong? Oh yeah, that. Hello there, and welcome back to Rowcraft Season 5. You've caught me out and about in the nether looking for a fortress. With all the iron piling up at home, it's time I built a beacon, but in order to build that beacon, I need wither skulls. Every season, I always try and keep an eye out for a good spot for a fortress farm. Last season, the fortress was located in the perfect spot over a large lava lake bordered by a soul sand valley. It produced so many skulls from just wandering around the fortress, I never took the time to actually make a farm out of it. This season, though, I have found a few fortresses, and all of them are in horrible locations. Not only would they make horrible farms, it's a struggle to even find wither skellies spawning in them. Obviously, it's still early in the season, but I've spent about an hour in this fortress and only had 2 wither skeletons spawn. Honestly, I don't know that I've ever had a fortress that was this bad. So, for now, I think I'll head back to the base and see what I can get done around there before I continue the search for wellies. So we're back at the base, and as you know, I've been doing everything manually. I mean, even though it's been months since the first video for Season 5 came out, life and work and health have kept me from making videos as often as I like, and, as is usual for me, I am way behind on making those videos. It's day 5 on the server, that's right, day 5, and I was thinking it's time to start automating things around the base. I finally have some materials to do some redstoning, so let's see if we can automate a bamboo and sugarcane farm. The goal this season is to have everything at my base. I've had to accept the reality that I can't play as often as I like, but I do work from home, so I can AFK to my heart's content. What that means for farms is they don't have to be all that big to be useful to me. Besides, I am on a server, and even in single player, if you stack too many farms in one area, the lag starts to add up. So, keeping all that in mind, I want to get some farms going, but I also want to keep them not too large and server friendly. It's okay if it gets a little laggy around my base, but not okay if I lag everyone else out just because I'm logged in. With all of that said, I thought I would give a design a try I saw online for a bamboo farm that uses a daylight sensor. I don't normally use these, but sometimes you need to give something a try to see what the pros and cons are. If it turns out I don't like it, I can always go with some kind of etho clock later on. The idea is one sensor will be monitoring the movement of the sun, and the other will monitor the moon. It seems a bit trigger-happy at the moment, but we'll give it a few and see how it runs while I finish up the build. One thing I learned in Season 2 is that an area can get pretty laggy if you have a lot of pistons all firing at once, which is the main reason I'm trying to keep this one as small as I can. I think the sugarcane farm in Season 2 had 150 or so pistons, all of which could be firing banks of 7 pistons every second or so. So hopefully, this farm, which has 4 banks of 8 firing every minute or two, shouldn't be cause for any concern. And now with the minecart installed and the unloader set up, we can do some AFKing to see how well the farm runs. But before we do that, let's just add a few trapdoors to the walls to hide the fact that it's just a big old box. And on that subject, I do have to say, I really do like the cherry logs as a building block. They go very nicely with the mangrove wood as well, since they both have that reddish tint to them. 2 days later. Well, the verdict is in, and that was too small. I'm going to double up the farm and And that should hopefully be enough to supply me with enough paper to keep up with the librarian trades and bamboo blocks to provide me with all the chests I'm going to need. I'm still living out of a little shack with no real storage system, and I know there's going to be a lot of hoppers coming in the near future. And with that farm complete, it's time to get back to the work of gathering some wither skeleton skulls. I've tried exploring to the north in the Nether and found nothing out that way. And the fortress I found earlier was off to the west, and that one was horrible, so it's time to try bridging out east and see if we can find something where wellies at least spawn. You know, it's funny. I played this game for so very long without ever using a beacon. And then one day, I finally made one, and good lord was that a game changer for me. My advice to any Minecrafter is, when you're looking for gathering basic resources early on, just get a beacon and mine out a chunk under your base. Not only do you get all the basic resources, but you get plenty of redstone, lapis, and even diamonds. The haste to function of a beacon is unbeatable for gathering resources. I always see these videos go up year after year about people showing you how to make a cobblestone farm, which always blows my mind. The ground beneath your feet literally has infinite amounts of cobble and stone. Just get a beacon and mine it. Why would I ever make a farm to avoid digging underground? I don't think I'll ever be able to wrap my head around that idea. For me, it's a haste to beacon and caving all the way. Oh, and while I was in full-on storytelling mode, I appear to have found a fortress that at least has some potential for wither skeletons to spawn. Let's see what we can come up with. And now, with 3 welly skulls in our backpack, it's time to head home and make plans to take on the wither. Ow! We're back at home and busy tunneling under the base to safely take on the wither. To be fair, this is the sort of cheaty method of taking on the wither. I mean, I'm not cheating, it just turns fighting the wither into a relatively safe thing to do, which feels cheaty, but, you know, you'll just have to trust me that I've done this the hard way many times over the years, and I'm old. I've been here before, and I'm not going to make this harder than it has to be. So there. If you're not familiar with this method, and to be clear, this only works like this on Java, I've been told by some trustworthy sources that the people on Bedrock have it super easy when it comes to fighting the wither. Not like us on Java who have to dig tunnels because the wither is so super hard to fight. But anyway, I'm sidetracking myself. You basically build a long tunnel. Maybe dig a few side shafts off of that tunnel in case you get withered and need a place to heal in later on. You then dig a 5x5 room at the end of the tunnel and build your wither in that room. Other than bringing some milk to get rid of the wither effect and maybe some golden carrots or golden apples in case things go badly, that's really about it. You want the tunnel to be deep underground mainly because every now and then the wither does something surprising and might dig up, and you don't want to have it destroying your base just because you didn't dig this deep enough. If you have them, it's also good to bring lots of chicken eggs with you. You can make a little hole in the ground behind the wither for the chickens you hatch, which the wither will turn into wither roses when it fights the chickens instead of you. But enough talk. Time to get this party started. Well, as far as parties go, that one was a little quick to my taste. I mean, I'm not the most social person in the world, but I didn't even get a chance to down my first drink yet. Ah, well, back to the base and we'll see what we can do about making a beacon. I'm digging straight up, heading back to my home. Digging straight up and singing my song. Digging straight up and wondering what could go wrong. Do 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 do. Have I ever mentioned how much I hate creepers? And as I finish setting up this beacon, I would like to apologize again for how long it has been since the last video. I really do like making these videos and would like to imagine there are some people out there who actually enjoy watching the videos. And so it is to you that I say, I am sorry. The holidays are coming up, so I can't promise a regular schedule this month, but hopefully, between now and the new year, I can get things sorted again and finally catch up on everything to do with the crafting of rogues. And so, with that, I'll say, I have been Gragore, and this has been Roguecraft. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, always try and find a way to make it fun. See ya!